because you can't make people be who they don't see themselves to be. And our job is to help you see who you really are, and then you'll figure out the rest for yourself.
Okay, a question that we hear quite a lot, and a lot of organizations struggle to know where to start. So what steps can organizations take to foster diversity and inclusion in the workplace?
Do you know, perhaps the most important step that an organization can take is to believe it. Because ultimately what happens is a lot of organizations are involved in diversity and inclusion. But the truth of the matter is they've got to move from being kind of tacitly involved, or kind of by implication involved, to being intrepidly involved. They've got to be in the point where they're saying, this is the most important thing. So first they've got to see it. But once they see it, if indeed they do, then it's about saying, to be successful at this, they've got to be prepared to literally rewire the whole organization. Because again, what happens is often you find people make very cosmetic changes and they say, oh, we're doing diversity and inclusion. And they point to some junior people that look different from the senior people, and they go, look at us, that's great, right? But actually, it's about systemically changing the way the organization thinks to make sure that it works for everyone, not just some people in the organization. So step change wise, they need to think about the organization holistically. What does that mean in terms of governance? What does it mean in terms of policy? What does it mean in terms of how we manage our people? What does it mean in terms of how we recruit our people? What does it mean in terms of the way we promote our people? And so it's a holistic proposition. And in real terms, Paul, you probably have to, if you're going to be successful at this, you have to think about inclusion as a change transformation process. And that change transformation is a really deep-seated one. But I think the important thing to say about that from us as practitioners is we have to kind of almost be a little bit detached from this process, because you can't make people be who they don't see themselves to be. And our job is to help you see who you really are, and then you'll figure out the rest for yourself. But the real decisive bit is you seeing this as a key thing for you in terms of how you go about change.